Hello everyone, and welcome to my GH Soap Opera Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers. Is Josslyn's WSB career in danger after Cullum's ultimatum to Brennan? According to General Hospital teasers and updates, director Ross Cullum may terminate Josslyn Jack's employment with the WSB. Will Cullum advise Jack Brennan to fire Carly Spencer's daughter or not? By locking Josslyn's identity and agent information in a secure dossier and placing her on inactive status, Brennan tried to protect her. He put Josslyn on sleeper status and tried to keep her away from Spoon Island since he doesn't think Cullum would protect her as much as he does. Fans of GH are aware of Josslyn's obstinacy though, and she turned off the electricity to Windermere so she could investigate the region before running into Cullum. Cullum pretended to be Matthew the caregiver, but Josslyn knows that's a front. She is fully cognizant of Cullum's influential role within the WSB, which means she's already engaging in a perilous game by deceiving Brennan's superior. Cullum may know more about Josslyn than Brennan thinks he does. It's conceivable that Cullum possesses more knowledge about Josslyn than Brennan assumes. Cullum may easily carry out some investigation to find out, even if he hasn't discovered everything yet. Cullum is already quite suspicious of Josslyn because she just offered a weak story. Cullum will likely find out quickly that Josslyn is one of the agents connected to the Five Poppies event and Brennan's recruit. Cullum might be tempted to eliminate Josslyn totally, but he could be apprehensive that such an action would attract too much notice. Cullum may not kill or have her killed right away. Considering this, Cullum may opt for a less deadly approach first. While Josslyn represents a danger, Cullum might strive to remove that threat by discrediting her within the WSB. Josslyn has a history of deliberately disobeying commands, and she has now fooled the director of the WSB's European section on purpose. Cullum could easily simulate that he was already investigating into Windermere during the power outage when he wove the caregiver story for Josslyn. Cullum may advise Brennan to fire Josslyn if he determines that it's time to end her employment at the WSB or face much worse consequences. Brennan may be compelled to fire Josslyn. Brennan may be forced to follow the termination plan. May Josslyn be told that her employment with the WSB is about to expire? Will Brennan, under Cullum's directions, eventually put an end to Josslyn's career as an agent, causing her to tell him that Cullum and Jen Sidwell are in cahoots? Keep checking back for updates on all the exciting developments because General Hospital spoilers indicate that Josslyn may continue to cause turmoil for Cullum regardless of her WSB position. GH spoilers. Will three surprising couples stay together during the snowstorm? General Hospital spoilers indicate the massive snowstorm blanketing the metropolis of Port Charles right now has come in handy for a few optimistic couples that otherwise might not have had the bravery to face their affections for each other. While some fans are upset about some of the suggested friendships, others were thrilled to see progress this week. Either way, I look forward to seeing who will still be as comfy with one another when the ice thaws around town. It can seem much simpler to let go of control and be present with whoever you are with when everything seems to stop and privacy is fully enforced. By next week, let alone in the spring, will that still hold true for these unexpected pairs? General Hospital spoilers. A Morgan and a Cassadine. When Charlotte Cassadine abruptly stopped hanging out with her brother Rocco Falconeri and his brother Danny Morgan, we could see it coming. Rather, there was only Charlotte and Danny, and it was explained that they had previously met at the Quartermaines so that Charlotte could travel safely to Carly Spencer's. She trusted Danny to help her and to know the complete story. It definitely doesn't take much for teens to go from pals to anything more, does it? I envision these two developing into a perverse young relationship that could not have the full support of both of their fathers and could have negative effects on Rocco's emotions. GH spoilers. Carly plays with fire by the fire. Carly Spencer's willingness to search for Valentine Cassadine in such a snowstorm caught him off guard. He was moved that he would venture out into the weather to find his own child, but she was putting herself in danger to protect him. It was evident from their earnest conversation that there was more going on between them than just a mutual game of retaliation. They were genuinely seeing each other, and it's the last thing they expected from one another. What will happen next? This will not sit well with Lulu Spencer. General Hospital spoilers. Tracy and Marty have a party. Of two, Marty Gray wasn't the worst person to be stranded in a snowstorm at Drew and Willow Tate Kane's house, but he certainly didn't intend to be stuck with Tracy Quartermaine. However, they might be able to see past each other's shortcomings and see each other in a different light as a result of their heart-to-heart over former loves and mistakes. Is there something deeper simmering beneath all the tension and fighting, or is it just the firelight? Can't you see this couple sticking together? General Hospital Monday. February 2nd update, Brit's horrible finding, Marcus shuts down Lucas, and Brooklyn panics. According to the General Hospital spoilers for Monday, February 2nd, Brit Westbourne's independent scheme fails, and Alexis Davis will deal with a new Willow Kane issue. Brooklyn Quartermain will also panic over some terrifying news, so here's what GH fans may expect. Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase will wonder why Tracy Quartermain is upset with Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio Drake at the Quartermain home. Emma and Gio will acknowledge that they encountered a wintry obstacle and were unable to assist Tracy as intended after outlining her Q family heirloom assignment. Brooklyn will become alarmed and demand that they find her grandmother since there won't be any evidence of Tracy on the Quartermain property. However, Tracy may finally walk in or at least get in touch following her night with Martin Gray at Drew Kane's house. For Tracy, things didn't go as planned, and after Brit and Jason Morgan part ways, things won't either. Even though Jason will highlight Brit's initial move toward independence, she will encounter difficulties immediately. It looks like director Ross Cullum will upend Brit's world once more when she learns something that profoundly disturbs her. At some point, Emma will receive a vital phone call. Will it feature a true Anna Devane clue or perhaps bogus intel that'll take her on a wild goose chase? As for Lucas Jones, it appears Marco Rios will cut down his hope of moving them to a new apartment. Marco's insistence on staying at Windmere should baffle Lucas, but Marco may feel like he needs to stay near to Sidwell and help him keep a grasp on everything. Other GH teasers predict Willow will corner Alexis and most likely push for aid about her children. Josslyn knows who Cullum is and that he's up to no good. Josslyn knows who Cullum is and that he's up to no good, as she overheard his and Jack Brennan's chat. She heard, among other things, Jack lie about only dating her mother Carly Spencer to acquire data on Sonny Corinthos. It may have started out that way previous to Jack's tenure in Pentonville and his engagement with Pikeman, but that's not how it is now, at least not for him. But she did seem to pick up on the idea that Brennan didn't trust his boss at the WSB, and now seeing him in Windmere pretending to be a caretaker is suspicious. Jack did deactivate Josslyn and she didn't enjoy it, but she's not buying that Cullum is her successor. Their interaction didn't reflect that. Josslyn blew the power system at Windmere after making Brick suspicious. Josslyn blew the power system at Windmere after making Brick suspicious, but she feels that she covered to him successfully. Of course, at the time they didn't know about this snowstorm with whiteout conditions sweeping in, and the power outage may be blamed on it. After all, it wasn't only Spoon Island without power, and Josslyn got inside the house to discover Cullum there, and assuming the lab was in the catacombs, she had to go. So she travels to Windmere again and meets Cullum, and the spy versus spy game begins. Who is stronger at their cover and sustaining it? More crucially, who's the agent and who's the double agent? In other words, the evil guy. Of course, Joss knows it's Cullum. Wonder what other secrets you're keeping? As Joss and Matthew the caretaker continue conversing on the sofa in the Windmere living room, it's also highly suspicious when he asks her, "Wonder what other secrets you're keeping?" That should raise red flags for Josslyn that she's been made, her cover blown, and they're definitely not on the same side. She's talking a good game, but he doesn't buy it. But is Josslyn more frightened he'll reveal her to Jack, and she'll be taken somewhere to disappear like Vaughn? Or will she be the one to discover out where Anna Devane truly is, because she gets placed in there with Anna? General Hospital spoilers predict there'll be a heartbreaking revelation for the Scorpio family when they hunt for Anna. Will they be too late, and both she and Josslyn gone? General Hospital alum Chad Duell's son is growing up, and wait until you see one of his latest firsts. Those who have children realize just how fast they grow, and before you know it, babies turn into toddlers, then preschoolers, grade schoolers, teens, and so on. A former General Hospital fan favorite knows a bit about the early stages of child development and recently gave his followers a glimpse at just how big his little one is getting. Chad Duell just released a photo on his official Instagram with his son Dawson, who just turned 2 on August 30th, 2023. The first time Dad and his toddler were pictured out on a trail on a sunny day enjoying a new first for Dawson, as the actor shared, took the lil dude for his first hike. Did surprisingly well. Though she wasn't included in the pic, Dawson's mom and Duell's girlfriend, Luana Lucci, jumped into the comments to send some love and expressed, "My boys." And boy, just look at how much he's grown up since Duell posted that pic with his son and their dogs on the beach in July of 2025. In case you missed it, watch some of Dawson's other firsts before to his second birthday. Those who follow the former ABC soap actor on social media may have noticed his absence since the fall of 2025. However, on January 6th, he reappeared and uploaded an image to proclaim, "Been off the socials for a while, always good to do a bit of a break from all the noise." We're delighted Duel's back and couldn't resist sending along the lovely pic above of him and his child. GH spoilers. Has Peter August exposed himself as the mastermind behind Nathan's deception? General Hospital teasers and updates cause us to contemplate an intriguing question. Did Peter August unwittingly divulge too much? Is he the mastermind creating the intricate charade around Nathan West? Nathan confused Lulu when he recited the entire periodic table since Nathan made his sudden return and declared that he had no memories of the preceding 7 years. Viewers have been left feeling pretty doubtful. While Nathan's DNA and fingerprints certainly match, there have been other unusual signs hinting that he may not be the person he claims to be. The newest hint occurred on the January 29th episode of GH, as Nathan stunned Lulu Spencer by announcing that he had learned the whole periodic table. This revelation definitely appeared out of character for Nathan, as he claimed that his father had hammered this information into him during his youth, leaving Lulu bewildered as she felt his father had never provided him any care. Nathan explained that his father wanted him to study science that sounds more like Peter's childhood, not Nathan's. This led to Nathan explaining that his father had urged him to pursue a career in science, but finally lost interest in him when he was unable to move beyond basic memorization. The chat seemed odd and appeared to disclose a deeper reality. Peter suffered a sense of rejection from Caesar Faison, who not only rejected young Heinrich but also sent him away to boarding school. This corresponds better with that history than Liesel Albrecht leaving her kid to her sister to raise to keep him away from Faison. What if, in some manner, Peter is still alive and existing within Nathan's body, at least in the shape of his memories? Jack Brennan dropped hints to Lulu as well later on. Nathan confided in Lulu, indicating that his greatest wish was to be the guy she saw him to be. The phrase was odd and looked to be a clear hint that he yearns to embody Nathan, although not genuinely being him. This takes us to a clue from Jack Brennan back in December. Brennan told Lulu to recollect who Nathan's father was, adding that while he could desire to be named West, his actual last name will always remain Faison. Everything Brennan expressed likely coincides with Heinrich, also known as Peter. Anna Devane is sedated, thus she hallucinated Peter. Nathan could possess Peter's memories, so keep a lookout for updates on the stunning truths that could unravel. Days. Wally Kurth steps back from touring with the Day Players. Wally Kurth halted his traveling schedule while remaining member of the Day Players. Wally Kurth has been doing that very daytime TV thing for years, jumping between Ned Quartermain on General Hospital, Justin Kiriakis on Days of Our Lives, and yet turning up with the Day Players band whenever the schedule allowed. The balancing act had become so normal it barely registered anymore, which is why a simple social media post stopped people short and moved the topic somewhere more personal. Key takeaways. Wally Kurth declared a halt from traveling with the Day Players to focus on family. Coastal Entertainment stated Kurth remains member of the band with intentions of returning. Nathan West will talk to Nina about falling in love with Lulu Spencer, while Sonny and Jason are brainstorming. Although Lulu put an end to her relationship with Nathan, she will still talk to Laura Collins about her feelings. Stay tuned for some highs and lows in Port Charles, according to General Hospital spoilers. Oh no. Did General Hospital just make it clear that the one thing that no one wants is going to happen? The only thing we know about the recent evil activities on General Hospital is that Faison has a strong connection to them. That doesn't imply he's actually in charge of everything, but there is that covert last project, Anna's abduction, and the resurrection of 2 of his children, Britt and Nathan. We've seen a picture of Peter, and we even thought director Cullum might be Faison's secret firstborn. However, we are now terrified of something much more terrifying, that Peter has returned, this time in Nathan's body. We've known something has been strange about him for some time. His reappearance was exceedingly dubious and Nathan just hasn't been right. Although we haven't been able to pinpoint it, his recent forgetfulness of appropriate police protocol was a major warning sign. The episode that aired on Thursday had Nathan and Lulu playing 2 truths and a lie when it was snowing. Nathan's challenge was, "I'm a switch hitter, I hate chocolate, and I know the entire periodic table of elements by heart." Lulu, of course, believed the last piece was a lie, and made him recite it all. And he did. Nathan claims that his father instilled it in him every day when he was a child. Lulu believed he had informed Maxie that because he was adopted, his father didn't give him any attention. Nina was their father's pride and delight. Nathan, however, had a response to it. Nathan's father, a businessman, pushed him into science because he struggled with math. That would make him useful, according to his father. Dad became disinterested when it didn't. And we thought that was really suspicious, and the fans felt the same way. In the recap comments, Purple Air Balloon immediately thought of Faison. Compared to his adopted businessman father, that makes more sense. Was there a slip? Peter was reared by Faison, though it is said that he sent him to a boarding school. Laurie Cohen said, "Oh God, what if it's Peter with Nathan's face? I can see Faison forcing his child to learn the periodic table." We're glad Nathan is back, but we're very sure nobody wants Peter to come back. He would know enough about everyone to get by, but he wouldn't know everything about police procedure, which would explain the error with the evidence. However, we assume that's what makes him a compelling antagonist. However, Nathan's return has been quite suspicious, and there's a fair probability he's not who he claims to be if he can't even recall fundamental protocols for his own employment. And if he is Peter, he could be the one behind even Cullum and Sidwell. Grossed out fans of General Hospital are crying foul again. This week has been fantastic for General Hospital. Their blizzard, timed frighteningly close to one enormous winter storm in the real world that covered half the US, kicked off with Windmere Gate, which managed to both confuse and enrage supporters. Then, as everyone huddled close in the storm, emotions erupted, desires intensified, and many people shared a kiss. People like Charlotte and Danny. And that had a powerful response of its own. Since Charlotte and Danny are both descended from Cassadine. Charlotte's grandfather is Victor Cassadine, while Danny's great-grandfather was his brother, Mikos Cassadine. Danny and Charlotte would be second cousins after removing Alexis and Valentine, who are first cousins. Indeed, they are related, even though we required a chart to check it up. And the fans took notice of it once more. People like De1989 didn't hold back in the recaps comments. "I knew they were going to go there with Danny and Charlotte, they're supposed to be cousins. How disgusting." "I realize it's a soap and anything goes," Chrissy Fider bemoaned, "but what are these authors thinking these days? Even though I don't like Lulu and Nathan, I can put up with it better than Danny and Charlotte. I'm not sure how the authors feel about it. Even though they aren't first cousins, it's still disgusting and improper." When we posted the query on Facebook, the responses weren't much better. Many others speculated that the authors might have forgotten they were related. Others simply detested the concept. Gross and sick were flung around a considerable lot. "The writers took a wrong turn with Charlotte and Danny," Livy wrote. "What kind of writers from the backcountry does GH hire? Or, as Stacey Coleman put it, ugh and you." However, regardless of how disgusting it is to consider, we must note that many states permit first cousins to get married, even more so with first cousins removed, and by the time we get to second cousins once removed, it doesn't seem to be a problem at all. To be honest, a surprising amount of Facebook viewers were okay with it. Paula Brutton said, "I just looked it up and they only share 1.5% of DNA. Hell, I probably share more than that with my neighbor down the street." "I would say, does it really matter if you're getting a headache trying to figure out the familial connection?" Sean Hundley continued. Additionally, Matilda Ladnier said, "Leave them alone. They are adolescents. It ends in 5 minutes. That's a valid point. In any case, they are far enough apart that we suspect General Hospital won't back down from this pairing as they did with Cody and Sasha if they do end up becoming more of a couple. Alternatively put, Charlotte and Danny won't experience any more issues than any other romance in a dramatic soap opera. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update.